All right. For those of you online, we're going to get started in just a couple minutes for listing marketing A to Z. At that time, just let me know if you can't hear me or see my screen, and I'll put that in the chat too, just in case you can't hear me. Well, it sounds like you can hear me then. Okay, good. Just let me know too if you have any questions as I'm going through this today. Feel free to put that in the chat or even unmute yourself if I don't see your chat message. Feel free to just let me know, and I'm happy to help with any questions that you have online as well.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So yes, today is listing marketing A to Z. It's our advanced tech today. So it's a little next level versus our Tech Tuesday classes. So if you would like to, typically we recommend that you join us on Tuesdays, and then Thursday we build on what we did on Tuesday a little bit. But of course, if you have any questions as I'm going through, feel free to let me know. And also feel free to book a 30-minute appointment with us. So if you go to our internal site at kwbresources.com and click I need tech help in the top right corner, that's going to bring you right to our Calendly so that we can book a 30-minute appointment and break down anything we go over today, or even marketing and tech in general. For the most part today, we're going to be right in command, which is agent.kw.com. And here we can go ahead and sign in with our KW credentials. Now, a few things we're going to be going over today. So we're going to go over the listing section in Command, just so you know that it's there. We're going to go over how to feature a listing on your website so that you can expose it on your website there. We'll talk about how to do a social media post, an email, and if we're lucky, a flyer. I'm just feeling really ambitious today, so we'll see if we can make it through it all. Starting with the listing section of Command. So on the left-hand side, and if you're still learning this menu bar, you can click that KW in the top left to expand those out so you can see what they all say. And I'm going to go to the listing section. Hey, Angela, how are you today? Good. Yeah. Heck yeah. And I'm going to go right to that listing section. Now, what's cool about Command in general is that all your listings pull right into this platform. So it is very centralized and it syncs right from the MLS. Now, typically, this should be an automatic sync. So there's nothing like, I mean, I don't have any listings, of course, so this is popping up like so. However, if you do get a listing and it's still not displaying here, that's when we would want to click on Sync My MLS and go through the prompts to make sure that connection is all synced up. And this will allow you to kind of see all your listings in one spot, nice and centralized. In this section as well, on the top toolbar, we also have the ability to search more listings from here. Now, I know for an agent, typically you're going to go right to the MLS for most searches. So I don't know how applicable this is actually in your business. More so want you to know that it's in here more than anything. And I'm also going to use this location to find a listing today that we can use as an example to market. Yes and no. Well, so I don't think there is a way yet, and maybe they've updated this. So before I say that, oh no, thank you. This led me right to the perfect. Yes, this is awesome. Which I didn't even know this was a new filter in here. So yes, with listings in general, you are able to market anyone's listings in this market center. So it does not have to be your listing in order to market it. And that's a great thing to market because most people don't understand that it's not your listing. Like if you post an open house post or a just listed post, no one really quite understands that it's not your activity. So you're still doing the job of like looking like a credible business in that way. So when we're in this listing section, and I clicked again on search on the top white toolbar there, so I can search for all listings. And oh, and when you click on that, it might pop up like allow access to see your location kind of deal. And I click like allow while using this site, just so I can see my location. But if we go under filters here, there is now a toggle for market center. And we can select that, hopefully, and click apply. And it's gonna, yeah, filter those by our market center's listings. No worries. And then market centers, or market center, it looks like it's got like, does everyone have that or maybe it's just me? Okay. Good. Okay, good. Oh, no worries. Yeah, so here's a great spot to pull some beautiful listings that you can market out. Yeah, thanks, Angel. So just for this class example, let's just pick one to use just for like the address and photos so that we can walk through things. I'll just go ahead and use this one. I think it's pretty awesome. And what's cool as well is that all the property details are here. You can click over to photos and get all the photos right from here as well. So there are some great tools here that make it easy to like grab things for your marketing. And just to note as well, like while we're talking about doing marketing for other agents' listings, I would love your like insight on this. I believe there's like a marketing agreement form that is recommended that you get signed before marketing other agents' listings. Okay.
I do know that it's good to like text message or email and say like, hey, is it okay if I market your property? Or sometimes they'll go on a Facebook group and they'll say, everyone, here's the property, everyone has permission to market it, and then someone's
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think it's the best practice to ask the agent who you're doing the marketing for. So
you mentioned at the bottom.
yes.
Listed by.
Yes, and then also including, yeah, who the listings by in the caption, as long as that's mentioned as well. I think that's best practice. But compliance wise, like, yeah, our Ballantine Market Center, we can market those listings. So now the first thing we're gonna go over is just how to feature a listing on your website. So let's start there. So I'm gonna keep this tab open so I have all the details here and I don't lose it. But then I'm going to right click on websites and just open it in a new tab. Okay. Then we're going to click on edit website right in the middle of the page. And we're actually going to go to expert mode in the top right because we're all experts. Oh. Guess it may prompt you to sign in again. Same login though as command like you typically do. Awesome. If it does give you this pop-up, go ahead and click explore on my own right beneath that button. And you can always take a tour on your own time in the top right by clicking tour. Starting with, we're going to add this to our home page. So to do that, we're going to actually click on, under default pages near the top, we're going to click on page default homepage. That hyperlink to open that up. Is it not have a, okay, maybe it's not called, maybe it's called, should be under. Oh, it's just homepage, actually. Page,
Oh.
homepage. Did you find it? Oh, look, okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. So now, like in a new tab, like I'm gonna write. Oh, how do you like right click on it? Like I'm trying to open it in a new tab. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's a whole new world. It really is. Oh, okay, nice. And then we are in websites here. And then edit. And then extrovert mode, lots of extra clicks in there. In here, and then yeah, no problem. Yeah, anytime that I can help get you to the spot, just let me know. Right? So we are now clicked on our home page. So on the left-hand side, we're going to see some modules. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to see our preview. So for this one, of course, since we're featuring a property, we can click down the featured properties part. And now it gets a little crazy now, but just a couple things to note here. So one, I don't know if this is default, but I love this new setting that we can make this dynamic. So on the old sites, you had to like manually add all your featured listings. So this allows you not to. February, I would say it's probably updated since then anyway. Okay, nice. Awesome. Okay, yes, by default, it is dynamic, so that's good to know. And then for the location, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that pulls in our market center by default as well. So that's great. But if not, okay, good. Yeah. Then, okay, keep scrolling. And I know I have a pen one. I'm just removing that. Where it says featured listings by, like there's an extra drop down for that. Click that drop down and make sure you have these two toggles on. Then these will, like your featured listings on your homepage will just automatically update for you for your listings as well as our brokerage so that you're in compliance for your website as well. So there's probably agents out there that aren't in compliance for that, but this covers you compliance wise. Now it does update. So if you scroll back up just like a little bit, it says sort listings by, and it does sort them by recently updated, meaning like just because you have a listing like doesn't mean it's going to pop up first because it's by all our market centers. So one of two things. So either you could unclick the featured, like our affiliated brokerage listings so that your featured listings would only be your listings. However, if you don't have a lot of listings, then that might mean you won't have any featured properties on your homepage. So what I might recommend, and it's a little more extra work when you get a listing, but if you come in here and keep these toggles on, you can also pin listings, and so that they appear first on this list. So that's what we're going to do. So let's click that plus icon. And then we can search by either the street address or MLS number. So I'm just going to go grab that listing information here. And I usually like to do it by MLS number. And then just be sure that you're clicking the right one. And then be sure to click save in the top right to be sure that's saved select. Okay. So that will be pinned there. And I guess my next question is, I wonder how long it lasts there. Because like it says it's sold. And on the old site, it used to only display active listings. So I believe then if you pin it, you might have to go then remove it when it's like it will update with the right status. So compliance wise, you're fine. But like if you're not wanting sold listings to be featured. you might have to go delete that. Okay. So that is the first thing. We featured that on our website. Next, we're going to make a social media design, scheduling that out, as well as using that social media design maybe in an email. So we can actually make sure you save this. Make sure you got this nice green banner up here, so feel really good about saved. And then you can exit out of this page. Okay, and if you are brought back here, let's click the X in the top right corner to bring us back to command. And next we're diving into designs. Woo. Now this one we are building on Tuesday's class where we use auto create. We're going to use auto create again, but we're going to go kind of quick. So it's like practicing what we learned on Tuesday. So we're in designs. We're going to go up to create design in the top right. And we're going to do email. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's social media. Goodness. Sorry, if you need to go back in. And yeah, I know. Just brain blanked. And I will say, okay, and I'm sorry to jump back. Like I'm back on my listing tab. Like I realize now that I could have filtered by market center listings and like the ones for sale instead of the sold one. So if you don't mind, I'm going to change my listing so it makes more sense. And sorry for the jump back. So I'm in listing still. Now I'm going up to filters. I'm going to do active. That would have been smart. And then the market center Valentine. And now this is showing our active listings at our market centers. What? Oh, and then zoom out if you need to. Oh, yes. And then, yep, filter. Listing. Yep. And then listing status active. Yeah. Listing status? Where's the, oh, okay, good. Active. And then apply, and then if it said no, like no listings, zoom out, like your screen might just, it's only doing it on that map. So you just might have to like zoom out to see more. Whole US. Oh, it's probably because I did click like allow to see my location. Yeah, so you can also like, that's okay though. You can still search that location up in that little search box up there. Yeah. Oh yeah, does it still just pull it? And then I'm gonna pick this new one. This one looks nice and pretty. Makes marketing fun when they're pretty. Okay, so a little tangent there, but this is my new listing now. And now, just in case that I lost you there, I'll go back to designs, but keep this open. So open designs up in a new tab. So like you can right click on it and click open in a new tab there. And then once we're in here, we're going to click create design and social. And then next. Okay, now that we're in this section here, we're going to stay under auto create because that makes our lives easier. And we're going to do, so, you know, based off the status, if it's just listed, I'm going to do a for sale one today. But we're going to click on the status that we want. Then anytime on the left-hand side, we click on a category, we're going to be able to narrow that down further at the top here or near the top. And for social media, social squares work best. So we can click on that to really narrow that down. And then here, we're just clicking the design that we like best. they all have the same content, it's just a different look. I'm going to use this one over here. And instead of clicking use, oh, sorry. And when we hover over, we're going to click auto. And this will prompt us to fill in just a couple fields, and then it's going to make this design for us. Yep, right? It's awesome. So here we can put in the listing address, or if you have the MLS number, you can click this filter button and you can search by the MLS number or view if you want. So you do have to click that filter button to search by other things. I'm just going to search for this listing here. Search. And be sure that you click the correct one and click select and then continue. Next, it's going to pull in all this information right from the MLS, but there are a couple things I like to add just so we don't have to do extra editing. So the $sign I always add in, and a comma. So like, yeah, punctuation doesn't really pull. So I add that comma to the price typically and to the total square footage. Then the main thing we do need to select here is this property main image. So we can click on that gray plus sign to open up these MLS photos and pick our favorite. So maybe it's the first one. Maybe they have a cool pool in the backyard. Whatever you think.
Yeah, like mine has a pool button and it's
Yeah, right? It's like a little less fun in the winter. Yeah, right? And then we can click generate design. And it's going to pull this all in for us so that we need to do limited editing at this point. Of course, look over everything, make sure everything looks correct. If you have like a certain branding color, maybe, you can click on anything that's in color, and clicking on a text box one time or an element like the circle, for example, will allow you to change things like the format of it. So like the color, the boldness, the font. So if you do have a specific brand color, you're able to really dive into that here. Blue. Oh, and clicking on any items, you're going to get extra options at this white toolbar like near the top. Like you'll see when I clicked on for sale, like the font and all that formatting tools appear right here at the top here. Same with any other elements. So like if I click on this circle, there's just less options here, but we can still change things like the color, maybe. No worries. Yeah. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's click on social square just to narrow that down, and then pick a design that you like best. Yeah, well, oh, sorry. I did. Yep. We'll have to go back. And now hover over it and click auto. Perfect. So here we can type in, oh, okay. Before you do that, yeah, click that. Yeah, exit, and then yeah. Yeah. I wish it would just like auto do both. It's like, what address is that, you know? Should know. Yep, it will, so select continue. And then this is where I like added the, yep. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did like the comma. And then the main thing, oh yeah, that's square footage, sorry. But the main thing is that image that you have to select, and you always have to select one. Perfect. And then generate. Nice. All right. But also on these designs, so another main thing that we'll have to edit on all these designs in here is this DBA name logo. So this is on every design in Command. For listing posts, we have to have our like Keller Williams Ballantine logo on those. So to do that very easily, we can click on that logo first. And when you click on that logo, it should bring you right to the logo section on the left-hand side, but if not, you can click on it. Then we can click up on My Assets. And the logos are there maybe? Or didn't know did it unzip ever? Like, I feel like, oh, it's a Mac. Good. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, yes. The RGB and the PNG in there, the first PNG is the like no background with the dark one. So what you can do is go to back to your design. And then click that plus icon and browse files. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, yes, yes. Here, I'll unzip it first. What blue next? This one and this one because this one's the light one and then this one and then this one's the dark one. So you have like kind of all of them in case it's like a dark background or something. Gotcha. So now you have those there. So now like we can click this instead of this. Once you highlight it. Yeah, once you click on it, that is a key first step. Yeah, for sure. I have a lot of practice. Yeah, so for those of you online, just let me know if you don't have our logos already. I can show you where to find it. It's kind of in a weird place, to be honest. It's in the old command. So just let me know and I can help you find that. But yes, so in regards to like switching this logo out, I always recommend clicking on that logo first. And you'll see that like if I'm not clicked on it, I only get one option here. Like I only get a plus sign when I hover over. But if I click on that logo first, I'm going to get an extra icon that's like a circle. And I can click on it and it's going to replace it like perfectly sized. So I'm not having to go resize that. Because if not, it adds it like this. And then I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm going to move it everywhere. And then just to like point out some extra tips in here, like to delete things from your design, for one, my favorite shortcut in the world is control Z is undo. But also, if you want to delete something, when you click on something, you're going to get like a trash can icon in the top right, or you can simply backspace to delete it. Okay. So now that we have our design made, let's download it. I always like to download an extra file to my computer, especially if I'm going to command to send this out, just because sometimes if we're doing it really fast, it doesn't sync fast enough. It takes like 2 minutes. So I always just like to download a file by clicking that download icon in the top right and clicking download because JPEG is perfect. So just click download icon and then download again. And give it a name just so you know what it is. And we're just saving this on our computer. Awesome. So now that we've got that saved, we can click done in the top right, and it's going to move us back into command. And now that we've created that in the design section, we're going to go blast that out or send it out in the campaign section. And that's how those sections work together. So create in designs, send out in campaigns. And if you get this screen when you go to campaigns, just refresh your page and it will fix it. Oh, I'm in the megaphone icon now. Yeah. Oh, good. I didn't do that. Awesome. Okay, now that we're in campaigns, so when you come here, it's bringing you to like an overarching campaigns dashboard. However, we can click on social post on that top white toolbar, and that's just going to bring you to like the social post dashboard. So if you are utilizing command to schedule things out, you're going to be able to see all you have going on up and coming. But we can click create campaign in the top right corner and social post to begin our social posting. So now when we're here, this is like our social post build out. So we're just going to go kind of through each section. to build this out. So first, starting with your Facebook account, if you are wanting to post to Instagram as well, and you're connected to Instagram in the settings, you do have to click this drop down. I mean, I'm not connected, but you have to select it from the drop down. It's not by default that it's up there. It only defaults Facebook. Yeah. Oh. Yes, great question. Let's go over that. So let's go up to our name, and we're going over how to connect our social media accounts. So in case you came here and it was like, you have nothing connected, this is how we're going to go about connecting our accounts. So we're going to click on our name in the top right and click settings. Now, just a heads up, in order to connect this account, you do need to have a business Facebook page. Yes. Okay. And the Instagram account does need to be a business account as well. But let's start with Facebook. So and yours isn't going to be up at top. It's going to be under social if it's not connected. And we're looking for specifically the Facebook that says Facebook post scheduling. I know there's two, one for ad manager and for post scheduling. But for this, post scheduling is the one we want to connect by clicking like connect to the far right of that. Oh, no, click on your name and click on settings. And then you'll have to scroll down just a little bit to like this social section. And you're looking out for Facebook post scheduling. Let me know if you have trouble. Oh, yeah. Oh, gotcha. Then I bet we're going to find it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Scroll down. Yeah. And that's the one. And it's going to prompt you to sign into Facebook to connect that up. But if you have any problem with the connection, just let me know. Yes. And like accept that. Just allows them to like post through command. Yes. And it should be popped up. Yay. And now it should be at the top of your settings. Awesome. Yep, we're all connected. So now when we go to campaigns, it's going to work for you. Nice. And that's one of those things you just have to kind of set up once, and now it's connected going forward. So yes, in campaigns, if we're back in campaigns, we can click create campaign in the top right and do social post. Okay, then this should fill right in with your Facebook account, so that's perfect. So let's just move on down to the content. Here, let's start with the media. So we can click that little icon next to the smiley face to add our media in. And we can click Browse Designs and pull that right in from our design section. You could also click Browse Files since we downloaded it. So either way will work for you. Hopefully the Browse Design section does work. Like I said, yep, this is what happens if I try too quickly. So that's why I like to have a downloaded file so I can browse files instead and just pull that right in that way. Yeah, you should just be, sorry, I just like flew by that part. Yeah, you can just click crop because we selected like the social square when we like were in designs. That allows it to be the perfect size. So we can just click crop at that point and add that in. Next, for the caption. So for this, what we typically like to do is do right at top, we do like the listing status. So we say like for sale, Charlotte NC. And kind of think about keywords when you're thinking of captions. You're trying to think of anything that people would be searching, like Charlotte, North Carolina, or for sale, or homes for sale. So that when they're searching, you have the opportunity to come up. And also don't be afraid to use some emojis. Those are great and eye-catching. So those are helpful to get more engagement on your post. So I'm going to say for sale in Charlotte, North Carolina. Then I'm going to, actually, I want the sparkle icon. I'm being extra. Okay. Yeah, I I like the sparkle. Then I'm going to add some the property description so that they can learn more about that property. So I like to just put like a little house and then go back to that like list if you still have that in another tab. And just take that property description and paste it in there. That way they can like learn more about that through the property description. Now, something else I also like to do is provide a link to our website to drive traffic, one, to our website, but to learn more about that listing. So in a new tab, don't leave this tab. In a new tab, open up a new tab and just type in your website domain. Like you're going to like your live website. And search for your listing on your website. So I'm going to grab that MLS number again. And then I would recommend at this point, like clicking on it from the drop down. It's going to bring you right to the property page instead of like a search for this. And you know this is the property page because it has all the photos on it. It has all the description, like anything they would want to know about the property is all right here on your website. So what I can do is I can take this URL and copy it. I can go back into my like post build out. Put a little camera icon. I'm going to say, click the following link. So, click the following link for all the photos and details. And then paste in that URL from your website. That way, when they click on it, they actually get all the details, but more importantly, they are taken to your website. Then I can throw in some hashtags. Again, kind of think about keywords that other people would be using. So like sometimes we'll see, you know, agents will put hashtag realtor. Well, then that post is only going to show up for realtors typically. So instead of thinking about like what you would use as a hashtag, think about what other people are searching in regards to keywords. So like homes for sale, Charlotte NC, Charlotte real estate. Oops. Dream home. And they keep changing the number. They used to recommend like 11 hashtags, but now they're only recommending like 4 to 6. So thankfully, this is hard to think of too many. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, ownership. I used a camera a little for the photo. So this is kind of nice, like underneath this, like there's a compliance section. So like we're in compliance because we already put our logo in there, but if you are going through commands like schedule, post scheduling, you're able to add that logo here too. You just have less control over it because it's always going to display in the bottom right or the bottom left. So I like to add it to the design itself, just so I have full control over where that is. But just in case you forgot it and you're going through command, you can also add it with that checkbox. And the last thing we would do here is, oh, wait. Before we do that, last thing I forgot, if this is not your listing, put in the caption, and it can be like near the bottom or at the bottom, but I would recommend putting it above the hashtags. You could say listing courtesy of, oh, courtesy, or listing by, because I can't spell courtesy. Yeah, never mind, guys. And then Here we'll find who that listing agent is so that we can like copy that. All right. So then the final thing is to either we could publish that immediately, or you can even schedule that post for a specific day and time. So if instead you want that going out tomorrow, maybe at 11 a.m., you can super select that. They do give you a nice little hint that the best days to post are Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. Yes. And we've seen that to be actually true. So that yeah, home ownership. I had hashtag dream home, homes for sale, Charlotte, and Charlotte real estate. Yeah. And then depending on what we decided down here at schedule or publish immediately, we would click that top green button to either publish that post or to schedule that post. Now we can also save this as a draft. So in case you're like working on it and then you gotta run off the class or something, you can click save draft as well. And just to show you how we get back to that draft, let's say we like came back and logged in the command, we would go back to campaigns. We would go up to our social posts or go to our social post dashboard. And then we'd click over to draft posts and click the 3 dots on that post to edit so that we could keep working on it. All right. We've got a social media post out there. Now let's talk about an email. We want to blast this out in email. And typically those are the great channels to focus on because they're free. So that's a great part of it. So to do an email, we're going to go back into designs to create it first. We'll end up going to campaigns to go send it out. But first we start in designs. I'm going to click create design in the top right. And now I'm going to select the email and it's going to make sense. You know, I think it's only an option for social and print.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, and like I I should click that and see what it does. Like yeah, and like the auto create makes that easy. But I'm sure that would be helpful. I wonder what it does exactly. Yeah. All right, we're clicking on email next. Now for this, there are some templates in here, and some of the ones that are just like normal status, like property ones. So for this one, let's just click on for sale and then click next in the bottom right. Now, the first thing I like to do with designs is in the top left, I like to give this a name. Nobody sees this but you, but this is great for your organization purposes. So I would just like add in maybe like the address or like the street. Now, starting at the top of this design, these are merge fields up here. So these will auto pull in, and I'll show you at the end too that they will auto pull in right from your marketing profile. Going down. So let's go with like a text box. So if we click on any elements like for sale, we're going to get that on the right-hand side where we can edit it. So any changes we're making over here, so whether that be italicizing it, maybe we like to continue with our color and make it blue. We can make all changes to the right-hand side. Then clicking this arrow, I know save is just so close to that arrow. That's what's going to make it populate. So we would want to make those changes, then click that arrow, and it's going to save. Next, moving on to the image. Let's click on that image. Same kind of thing. On the right-hand side, we're going to make our edits. We can click replace here, pull that right in. Now, what's cool about command, again, is like the KWLS sync. So we can just simply click over to listing images. and search by this listing. So really easy to pull in the details. Click view and click again your favorite photo that you'd like to highlight and click replace. Awesome. Click that arrow and we're going to move right along. Next, we're going to go right to that address. Simply just put in the address. So if you are copying and pasting, it looks like you're going to have to do some reformatting. Just hoping I didn't have to. That's okay, because that's good practice on how to format too. Right? Gotta find the silver one. Okay, I'm gonna grab the city, state, zip. And like I did like shift control V. Typically that posts or that makes it paste without formatting. So it makes it a little easier, but it still didn't like save the regular formatting. Okay. And then click again, the arrow moves us right along. Next, we're going to have to do some manual build out. This is why I like auto so much, because we just put in the listing. I knew all these details, but maybe one day they're going to integrate that with this too. That would be cool. So we got 3, 2, 1, 2, 9, 9, 3, 2, 1X. That worked out. 40. Oops. Okay, moving right along down to the next images. Same kind of steps though. With the first image, we click on it, click replace. Click over to listing images, and I guess search for that listing again. View, and pick your favorite as a second photo and a third photo. And don't forget to click the arrows though before you move on to the next one. Listing. Okay. And then same thing. And yeah, you pick your favorite there. Boom, we've got a couple of images in there. Hey, bye. No worries. Then for these bullet points, I would recommend ChatGPT. Personally, this is what I would do if I would have these bullet points. Let's see, I need like 4 or 5 or 6 bullet points. I'm going to take this description and go to ChatGPT. I'm going to tell it to give me 6. So act as a real estate professional always. And write 6 short bullet points based on this property description. I need those a little shorter, I think, so I'm going to say rewrite shorter. There we go. I think that will be better. And then I'm going to use this and just copy them over to my design. And now that's working. The Shift Control V was very helpful there because that did let me do that. So a little bit of a manual process with this, especially compared to our auto example. But this is a great way, like emails in general are a great way to get listings out. It's just a great professional channel. And again, it's free, so that's one of my favorite parts. Okay, click that arrow before moving on. Here. You know, I'm just so dumb. Why didn't I just copy all of them and paste them all in there? That was so cool. Okay. That was way faster, just copying 3 at a time than doing 1 at a time. Okay, and then click that pencil icon or the arrow icon. Then the last thing we're going to edit here is just the button. So where it says view listing, let's click on that. Same kind of thing where it's going to open up the editor to the right-hand side. And let's do link to web address. And just go to that website URL on our website. Copy it. And paste it right in here. And then click there. And boom, we did it. Woo. And just a heads up, you can like these extra elements like the divider, you can change that too. So like with our example of keeping the blue, for example, don't be afraid to really brand it. Then once you're done with your design and you've made all your changes, I like to click on option in the top right and click preview. That way I can see everything pulled in. And this is all pulling from your marketing profile. So if you're like, hey, I have a new number, that's where you would want to go change is your marketing profile, which you'll find under like in command under your name, settings, connect settings, and marketing. But what's great, they get all the listing details right here. They click on view listing, it goes right to your website with all the property description. So now that we have this built out, let's go send it out. So let's click save and close, move us back to command. Yes, you can. So yeah, when you click save and close, your designs are always going to be in your design section right here. These are all the previous designs you've worked on. So you can like, if you wanted to work on this again, you can like click on it to start editing. Or what's cool too is you can like hover over and make a copy. So like, let's say we went and switched out all the colors and we want to keep that coloring. We could make a copy and just switch out the property. So now that we got that created, let's go to campaigns to go send it out. Now, similarly with like social posts, there is an email like dashboard. So like as you're sending things out, you're going to be able to see like all the things you've mailed out, as well as like if you did mail it out, if you click on it, you can see analytics, like who clicked, who opened. But let's just go up to create campaign in the top right and do email. Now we do need to give it a name and a goal. Nobody sees this except you. So again, it's just for your organization purposes. And then it means this is advertising a listing. That seems to make the most sense. And then, yeah, we just want to keep it on command email. We're not using MailChimp, so we can just click create campaign. And then we're going to start building it out again. Kind of like the social post in the sense. Well, we got the first one. We got the second one. That's grayed out anyway. Next is the recipient list. So when you are, as you're creating lists, you're going to get a drop down of all the previous lists you've created. However, you can also create lists right from this section here by clicking create list. Now it's only pulling your command contacts that have email addresses. So if you're like, hey, I'm not seeing so-and-so, it might be because you don't have an email address attached to that contact. A very popular way to create email lists is tags, of course, because that's the way we group contacts together. So we might have like a buyer email list and a seller email list. That might be some email lists. If you just want to create an all contacts email list, you kind of have to jump through a couple hoops to do it if you have more than 100 contacts. So I'm just going to first name it all contacts, give it a name, and I know I already have that name. So. Next, we're going to scroll down to the very bottom. And now I don't have that many contacts, but if you have more than, I think, 100, it's going to say load more. And you have to keep scrolling down and clicking load more until you like see all of them. Like it doesn't say load more anymore. And, and then at that point, if you scroll back up, you can click select all, and it's actually going to select all. So like I see way too many agents that have like an all contacts list and it's only 100 contacts because they didn't realize they had to scroll down and click load more, load more. I think probably it's my least favorite thing about it. It's just such a random like little thing. I feel like why don't just fix it and just click select all and select all. But hey, I'm not a coder, so I always say things like that and then I'm like, well, I don't know how that would work. Yeah. But once we create that contact list, we'll be able to, easily pull that in from the drop down moving forward. So we can click confirm. Now double check this reply to email is either your business email or at least one that you will check, because that's just saying anytime a contact replies to this email, that's the email it will go to. Because just a heads up, all emails sent from command actually aren't coming from your KW email. They are coming from like an agent mailer in your KW ID at kw.com. And the whole reason it's doing that is to protect your KW email, since you use that for business. If they were to unsubscribe, you just would never be able to reach out with them with your actual email. So that's why they do it, to kind of cover you so that they don't like unsubscribe too much. And so that KW email doesn't get blacklisted like for too many unsubscribes. Like that's not how it's getting sent. So the last thing that will, well, okay. So then we're going to go to subject. So this is the subject of the actual email. So we can say anything that's descriptive. And they do recommend putting emojis in your subject. Apparently that increases click rates, but not too many because then it looks like spam. So, so the recommended amount is 1 emoji in your subject to make it more clickable. And I'm probably going to just use ChatGPT and say, write me like subject. Let's see, and use 1 emoji. Oh, and act as a real estate agent. Yeah, write a subject for my for sale listing in Charlotte, NC, and use 1 emoji. More specific with ChatGPT. Oh, and that's cool because it knew the property description up here. It took like some highlights about it and added it to my subject, which is kind of cool. Love ChatGPT. Best friend. Now the last thing is to actually select that design, which sorry, that was quick. I just click select design under 6. And then it's pulling all our email designs. So we're not going to see all designs. Like we're not seeing our social post here. We're only seeing our emails. When you click on it, it does allow you to make like some final changes if you'd like, but we can simply click save and close to like move us back. And then before I send it out or schedule it out, I also like to do actions and send a test email to myself, just so I see that and feel really good about it as well. And then once I review it, at that point, I like to send or schedule. And of course, you can draft these as well, just like your social posts. And very similarly, though, if you are coming back and you want to work on them in campaigns, you would need to go to like your email dashboard And at least here it does go ahead and by default filter by all. So you should see your drafts right up top. Oh, and then clicking the three dots to the far right, you can edit them. Any questions on what we went over today? I didn't get to the flyer like I ambitiously thought, and I knew that was going to be ambitious. But truly, I was going to use auto create again. The main thing I was going to show is just like throwing a QR code on there, but we kind of went over that last time. So I would just use that like URL from your website and make a QR code with that and throw that on a flyer so they can scan it and get more information, like for door knocking. Oh, rip.
But that was email campaign,
Yes.
new listings. Once you went here, how did you do the landing page or web address?
Web address.
And then you just do your
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then that's I'll go right to your website, drive traffic there. Yeah, most of them are merge fields at the bottom. And you can also click options and preview in the top right so you can see those merge fields too. Feel extra good.
If the PWB like emblem showing up really weird and squashed, is that something that happens a lot? That's how it's showing up in my
It's like, yeah. I'm trying to think what we would replace it with. Where did I scroll? Like, yeah, it's pulling from your marketing profile. And it's pulling from the Market Center logo down there, which we only have. I mean, we only have a certain set, like only a certain size of those logos. Yeah, and it's just like, like 12. Perfect. Okay, and then tech Tuesday with us. Oh, the new, yes, yes, yes. Okay, but you did this one.
Did I do the new tech huddle?
I don't think so. I don't think.
So,
Yeah.
Is it this month or maybe next?
It's next. You're right. It's next month because it's a short month, so we prioritize DocuSign this month. This is just okay. So yeah, that's Tuesday, and then next Thursday is commission requests. So those typically are popular classes because how you get paid, so people care. Yes, but I think hers is a bit more like this is more like using the tech tools and like the how to like get it submitted and then sure what hers is. I think hers is more like compliance based, like how to make sure you're passing.
artists.
Yeah.
But like when you upload stuff and or you have everything. There's a few different steps for uploading documents to get paid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's primarily, yeah. It's a little more in depth.
You said this stuff you could change by going to
Yeah,
where?
definitely. Thanks for coming. So that is pulling from your marketing profile.
Okay. That way.
Yeah, the thing we could do is remove it,
Take
but
this off and then redo it by
yeah.
but that would not be
You know, I'm trying to think of that. Because yeah, I think it even sent like I like saw an agent sent through command and like that logo was like super big.
it was big or it was small?
It was like huge. Like it's the opposite. It was like the opposite of that. So I wonder if they're like trying to fix it and then they squished it. Okay, yeah. See if it like actually sends that. All right.
Bigger is fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll put it. Squishy.
This part is good. I wonder if we can.
The only way, like, I think we can edit this is going to be through the marketing profile, like replacing it, like with a different size logo. But my problem is, I don't know how that would even work, because it's like, it's long. It's not like you can make it a square. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, what if we, sorry, it's compliance. Oh, let me think about that. No, that will display the listing information. Yeah, let's do another profile just so we can like take a look, and that's where you're gonna pull away the other logos too. I do recommend replacing it with like the realtor logo, just because it's gonna show up as a broken image, like without anything. So yeah, settings, and then connect settings and all. Yeah, that's where that logo is. You have it. You could Google it. Yeah. You can download it off Google. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, okay. That way at least something will be spelling about this stuff. Okay, and then scroll to the very bottom, click save. Okay, same. I thought that was just me. Okay, what's happening today? That's what I had to do, but like that's crazy. Yeah, there's no way people. I bet Scott was good. Oh, let me. Oh, right. Thank you for those of you who came online. If you have any questions on anything we went over today, again, going to kwbresources.com and clicking I need tech help in the top right corner, that will bring you to our Calendly. You can also email us questions at contact@juleahdesigns.com. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thanks, Angela. I love when you come. You're a great addition to class.